This is our second year for the Academic Summit, and we hope to continue some sort of annual summit. It's been really successful and well received so far, but what it is an opportunity for anyone who touches academics and athletics to come together to have continued professional development. It's also a great opportunity as a conference to have individuals in the same room from different institutions, but that do the same thing, to have conversations with each other, to talk about best practices, to talk about things that have worked for their institution or not, because we have a lot of similarities, and so it's really helpful for them to share information between each other.
These academic conferences are helpful to institutions. One is because of the small, intimate setting. I would say that you have an opportunity to ask questions to NCAA personnel as well as to the OVC. They're able to give us any updates on any of the new legislation that's out, and also just pretty much learning from other institutions. Just having that open dialogue.
As compliance, you got a regional rules, which is our compliance conference, nerd alert. But this is more intimate setting. We're in a room with 500 people at Regional Rules. Here we're in a room with 50. So it's nice to be able to ask NCAA staff specific questions and really have that dialogue and interaction with them.
The staff is doing a great job of educating our folks as well as they can for some of the new things that are coming. One thing is the academic revenue distribution, which is based on how your teams are performing academically. And there's always been a minimum benchmark with APR, but now the stakes are even higher because there's a bunch of funding that's tied to it.
The NCAA presidents decided 2 years ago to create a value-based academic revenue distribution for Division I. This will be the first time that the academic performance of our student athletes will have a direct impact on the monies that we, as a Division I conference, receive from the NCAA. This is critically important, and it will really focus our conversations and our policies on ensuring our student athletes succeed in ways that we haven't had that opportunity before.
As the new academic unit revenue distribution gets underway, we want to make sure that our schools are in a good place and are prepared for this new revenue distribution. So what we're doing is helping the OVC schools examine their academic data, examine where there are some areas in which to improve, and to share some best practices among the schools.
Pretty much learn from the OVC, that they're going to take the entire pot. 85% will go to those institutions that qualify for it, and then that other 15% will go to institutions that did not qualify for the fund. So that was very impactful to us to know that.
That was very helpful today to get an overview of what it's going to be and how it's going to impact our conference. I've been hearing about it, the rumblings of it from the NCAA, but it was good to hear how it's actually going to affect us at each institution within the OVC. So it seems like a positive. I'm hoping that it's going to be a really good thing for all of us. But it was especially good to hear just the distribution and what the plans are with it.
The academic revenue distribution is obviously going to be a big one because of the money that's involved, and so it was nice to have that review of what that's going to entail, the timeline for it, a nice review of the GSR and the APR, just as a refresher for what that would be.
So everyone here, we used to play to a number, now we're playing to a bigger number. So instead of just being eligible, we're now playing toward the idea of, can we make some revenue out of this?
We need to make sure that our student athletes are eligible to be able to compete and ultimately achieve academic success for this to be all worthwhile. And a session like today helps educate our membership and make sure that we're focused on those critical elements of athletic certification and ultimately graduation.